Hey, what's up, everybody?
Saw dudes.
So, dude.
Going on.
Not much. Mid-June exhaustion is what's going on.
Yeah.
Busy as shit or what?
If I wasn't, I'd be in trouble right now.
Right?
I'm glad to be busy.
Busy.
Man, I feel like I wish like June away. I'm just like, oh, 4th of July can't get here fast enough. I want to blow shit up and get drunk.
You haven't spent a 4th of July in your neighborhood yet, have you?
I did once, but we almost got the cops called on us because we were firing. I mean, we're right on a 4-lane road. We shot fireworks for like 2 hours.
Yeah.
Just drunk in the front yard, and the neighbor was pretty pissed, but
Yeah.
oh well. It was fun.
Nice.
Yeah.
Dude, for years I would, for years I would go and buy, the mortars and everything. And then my kids realized that they had to pick that shit up the next day. So it wasn't as fun. And then we started blowing off oxygen and acetylene balloons. And it turned into a problem because everybody that came over for it was bringing, dude, my buddy bought a yoga ball. You know those big balls that the girls sit on and rock around on? I think it's called a yoga ball, right? Dude, that fucking thing is 3.5 foot, 4 foot in diameter. So, if you've ever heard an oxygen, what's that?
Said your microphone must be unplugged.
Oh wait. No, is it better now? I just moved it.
It's just a half mile away from.
It's half mile away from you, and not facing the right direction.
I have to see the red light, right? How's that?
Yep.
Better?
Yep.
So, have either one of you ever heard what an oxyacetylene balloon sounds like?
No.
A small balloon, like a 12-inch balloon, like a birthday-sized balloon. Okay, when you were a kid, you used to get the real M80s, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
It's about that loud. Okay? So, of course, every time you do one balloon, we got to outdo it the next time. 2 balloons or 3 balloons. Well, dude, my buddy brought over his wife's yoga ball. Okay? And we set that fucker off. I'm not kidding you. It almost blew windows out of the house. It was so fucking loud.
It must have sounded like a cannon.
Well, yeah, it's like beyond. It put it this way: if it had the destructive force based on the sound of a piece of dynamite, it'd blow a 20-foot hole in the ground. But it doesn't. It's just a giant, fucking loud boom. But my buddy that lives like 10 miles away, he called me. He's like, "That's you, right?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And he goes, "Dude, my fucking house windows are vibrating." I'm like,
Your neighbors must have been like, what the hell is he doing?
They all came over. Once we did it 1 year, then they came over. Well, one neighbor across the street, I remember her yelling out, "He's probably doing something illegal over there." Right? but it was like, then they all realized what I was doing, so they'd all bring balloons, you know what I'm saying? And now the problem is gas. Gas is so fucking expensive for the tanks,
Oh, yeah.
But, I mean, we did it real safe. We started out, I take a piece of plywood and put a spring clip on it to hold the balloon, and then put 2 eyelet hooks in there, and then a rope like 30 feet long, and you just light the end of the rope and drag it under the balloon as you're walking away. And then we figured out that model rocket igniters, if you just tape them to the balloon, then touch it to a battery, it'll set it off. Because they can go off with static electricity, which is dangerous. You know, it'll blow your eardrums out and singe you and burn you and everything else. You know. But,
It sounds like a fucking dangerous time.
dude, it is. To me, like I said, the sound of it, and it gets, you can only hear so loud. You know what I'm saying? Like that yoga ball was probably not much louder than two balloons taped together because your ears are ringing after 2 minutes, you know?
Yeah, I can
But
imagine.
it's a lot of fun. It's fun for the whole family.
Yeah,
What's
last
up,
year,
Jacob?
about, like,
What
what's
up?
up, Jake?
What's going on? Just,
Not much.
sharing out the podcast.
Sweet, bro.
Sweet, brah.
Yeah, bruh.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, man.
I'm assuming everything is good with you, TJ.
Yeah.
His
Everything
house is
is.
still standing, so that's
Yeah,
good.
everything is cool. I still have a house, so it's good to go. Everything's good to go.
The roof's not leaking. Everything's good. You know?
Everything's fine. Everything's going good.
You know, I still have to check. You know.
No deaths.
Remember last
No
year,
deaths.
I got finished with blowing everything up. It might have been 10 o'clock, and I had taken like 2 edibles. And I just Irish goodbye to everyone at my own party and just like went upstairs with a piece of cake and we went to bed. Didn't say bye to anybody, just went to sleep. It was fun.
That's great. That's good.
Yeah.
That's the best.
Bye to people. Yeah. That's
Fuck
what
you,
my
people.
wife do unwillingly.
There's one of these days I'll get the website fixed and all these designs I keep putting up on
The interwebs?
the interwebs will get put up, and then you guys can buy some new cool t-shirts. I messaged Kat, but I have yet to hear anything from her.
Really? In the email, she just asked me Friday, because I said, hey, I just forwarded that email to TJ. I think he's going to contact you.
Yeah, I sent her an email, gave her my phone number, everything.
I'll text her now.
But yeah, I just have her check her. Yeah, I pretty much explained everything. I even gave her all the login information, so she doesn't even have to. The only thing we need to conversate about is she send me a message and let me know when she's trying to log in, because they'll send me a verification code that she'll need to get into the site. So try to get that fixed. Yeah, they've we had a tornado run through here. It went south of us, though. So I was on the front porch. I mean, because I'd like to see it.
Have you ever had a tornado completely rip apart your neighborhood or anything?
No, I had I can't remember. It's like the first or second year my mom moved into her house. There was one that went right down. It's like maybe 1/8 of a mile from the house, and it kind of tore up that, but nothing in our neighborhood.
Yeah, around this time, this last year, like one went like the house right next to my brother, and like just tore their like all the houses around his to shit, but his was fine.
Yeah,
That's amazing how that happens.
it's weird,
Yeah.
isn't it? Yeah, it's crazy how that works. Yeah, I didn't. I mean, we've not been like in a. I mean, we were like right in the path of it, but it went south of us, which normally that's what it's gonna do because we live so close to the water. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That cold water is gonna push it away from us, so that should always go south of us. Of course, everyone here was freaking out, but I was like, I'm trying to see lightning and shit.
Yeah, I want to see some thunderstorms. I love thunderstorms, man. A good
It's-
thunderstorm is awesome.
We live like 4 blocks away from the bay.
I'm gonna step away
so,
for 1 second. Keep going though, guys. Just 1 sec. Give me 1 sec.
Yeah, no worries. You live 4 blocks from the bay, and
Yeah, so
then what happens?
just water spouts.
You got water. I've never seen a water spout.
I think
All
it's
the years
just like
I
a
lived on the
tornado,
ocean.
only small.
Yeah,
I've
it's
seen them.
just formed on water. That's
Yeah.
No, I know. I just wish I'd actually seen one. You know what I mean?
Whenever
Like,
I was a kid, we were out on the boat and like one popped up. It's pretty
That's
scary.
yeah.
I was a kid, so I was like,
Oh
oh
yeah, I'd be terrified of that. I would be
Yeah.
terrified as an adult. I just think it's cool that you saw one.
yeah.
Oh man, we don't get tornadoes. We like occasionally get. I think the last hurricane we got was something like '92, Hurricane Bob or some shit like that.
Yeah.
That's the last one we got. Bob,
Old Bob.
good old Bobbert. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, it's just
Bobbert.
it's not where I live. It just doesn't make much sense.
Damn it, Bobby.
No, we don't get tornadoes here, but we'll get water spouts, and if we have a hurricane, sometimes
Oh,
tornadoes
I
come in
just
with
did.
them.
The old hurricane.
I can't hear anything.
Yeah, hurricanes are scary.
Great.
Does. Yeah, this week I feel like a lot of people have
Don't
been
talk
getting.
to me because I can't hear anything.
We hear you.
I can't. Fuck this. I don't know what I did.
Go fuck yourself.
I can't
Hit the
hear
mute button.
anything.
Unmute the microphone, you fucking moron.
So, Mark, those pictures of you fishing, was that like today or?
Yeah, today. Well, my son graduated high school, so
Nice.
like, you want to do something for graduation? What do you want? This and that. And he's like, I want to just go on a charter. So we took his best friend and me and Scott, and we took the day off and went. We caught a bunch of bonita, which aren't good eating,
Sure.
Brought home a couple fish. Yeah, sharks were out there big time, and but yeah, it was fun. 4-hour trip, day off. Came
A
home
4-hour tour.
and crashed for about an hour, and tried to get back to my. If you fuck with the routine, it's a problem, So, but yeah,
TJ, can you hear again?
Yep.
Good.
I was sending
Not a
pictures to Mike
porn
Nichols
stash.
because Mike Nichols is probably into fishing more than anyone I know.
He sent me a message like, Mark sent me pictures of him fishing. He basically was telling me he was jealous.
Yeah.
Isn't that all he does? Like he's
Pretty
like,
much.
I don't.
All I ever
If
see.
he's not cleaning windows, he's fishing.
Fishing. Yeah.
Yep.
Or talking to me.
We're talking to you about fishing
Yeah.
or poops.
Yeah.
He hasn't sent me any Voxers about pooping in a while.
He doesn't. He told me he doesn't have Voxer anymore. He told me he
Oh well,
deleted
that's probably why then.
He has
It's been a
Marco
while.
Polo. Yeah, I probably talk to Mike at least once a day.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Aren't you a cool dude?
Oh, I'm not saying I'm cool. I'm just telling you I talk to him.
I know. I'm jealous. All right, Jacob.
We can change that.
True. I know. I'll just become best friends with Zane instead, and then make Mike jealous.
Zane's a cool dude too.
Yeah, he's a good kid.
I lost.
Never
I
talked
lost.
to him. I've seen his videos though. He's pretty smooth.
But you know what? He's young, but when you see him or talk to him or hang with him, he's not like a kid. You know what I'm saying?
He's very mature.
Mike
Yeah.
Nichols for a father. He's essentially a 45-year-old man.
Yeah, he is.
I lost all my friends when I fucking picked on Eddie on the podcast. Nobody likes me anymore because of it. But I'm getting by though. I mean, one day at a time. One day at a time.
It ain't much, but it's honest work.
It ain't much, but it's honest work. And you can't access the website because the website is down for changes. It's under construction. I have to remove a shop from there. There's a bunch of shit I'm changing on it. I've taken
Hey,
over,
Seth.
Yeah,
taken
she's
over
gonna-
sole proprietorship on the website, so I have to make some changes, change yones, so I don't get any fucking more messages about why can't I have my towels on here? Fuck. Get fucking
Go
like
to WCR.
yeah, just go to WCR, man. How many times I have to fucking tell you guys? You know?
But I don't want to buy from them.
Yeah.
At some point when the website's up, you do need to make a shirt that says "Do Me Mock."
Oh, do me, Mark.
Right? Okay. I'd wear it.
We know you would.
Mark.
Pissing off Eddie isn't hard. Zen. But I can imagine you piss a lot of people off, so.
Who, me?
No,
No,
no, not
James
you.
Bradley.
Can't order any of the new shirts through windowcleaner.com. Chris was going to buy shirts for the windowcleaner.com, but he never did it. I don't know if he's
I think that's where they need to be.
What? The shirts?
Yeah, all of them should be on fucking windowcleaner.com.
Why?
Because you'll sell a hell of a lot more than you will on our website.
I don't know about that.
Is that
People
why you
that-
don't want to sell
People that
towels
aren't
anymore?
familiar with the podcast, people that aren't familiar with any of us would buy them. Just because they're fucking rad.
I don't- The only people that buy the shirts are the people that watch the show. At
Yeah,
least
because they're not on windowcleaner.com. Telling
yeah,
you.
well, he's got all those shirts that he's had for 2 years still in stock, so your point is not fucking valid.
Well, you said he didn't buy them. Does
He bought a
have
bunch of
shirts?
the.
'Cause don't see 'em on the website.
I said he didn't buy any of the new designs for
Oh.
his website.
Oh.
Yeah, he hasn't. He's got all the old stuff on there.
Yeah.
Actually, he doesn't even have all of the old stuff. He's just got like the very first maybe 3 or 4 designs.
Yeah. Are those even still available? Or yeah.
Yeah, they're still available. I'm not ever taking anything down. The only thing that I did was I had to go back through and re-upload everything because someone else was in charge of the store before. So
Did you hear Kat's going to email you tomorrow? She said she
I
can fix
didn't-
it tomorrow for you.
I didn't hear.
Oh, all
I
right.
didn't
Yeah.
hear. My phone's off, but yeah, he doesn't have any of the new stuff. I would like him. That'd be cool. I mean, I'm not opposed to him putting them on there, but I'd like to remain autonomous as long as possible. You know, there's nothing wrong with having the website's good for a lot of things. It's good for the YouTube channel. It's good for the podcast. You know, so
It's great for you to get random emails asking,
Yeah.
why can't I buy towels?
yeah. Well, that's the thing. This is the issue. Guys go there to buy the towels, and then they bitch about the shipping costs. And then listen, there's nothing that can be done about the shipping costs.
Might be an idea.
That's just what things. That's what it costs to ship things. You don't
Right.
get shit for free. You know.
Go
what I
on
mean?
WCR.com.
And they will-
$49, you get free shipping.
And you
The
get
fuck?
free shipping. Buy as many towels as you want
Yeah.
and get them shipped
Could
to you
you
for
do
free.
this? This might be. I don't know if I should say this out loud, but
You can
I'll
say
be
whatever you
true.
want to say.
Couldn't you just put on the website, put a Squeegee Life towels, you click it, then there's a link which would be the Squeegee Life channel's affiliate link that would go straight to Squeegee Life towels on windowcleaner.com.
I mean, I could probably talk to Chris about that, and then that would mean I have to pay Kat again to go fucking put that in there.
It was just an idea.
Well, you can do
No,
that.
it's a good idea. I'm definitely. I'm gonna, like I told Kat, I'm gonna pay her for her time because I appreciate it because I can't do any of that stuff, So, yeah, I don't have an email from her. I don't know what's going on. Maybe I'm a fucking retard, Seth. It could be just that I'm retarded.
I mean,
Well,
we're not supposed to say that anymore.
What? Retarded?
Our word.
Oh, well, oops.
thanks for the out of context.
No, I actually didn't get any of the.
It's
smoke
not.
cannabis.
It's not Bobby. It's Bob. Bob Hat, the Poles and Blades, sent me an email, pretty much telling me that I fucking suck and this
Shafts and balls.
a shaft and the balls, and he's better than 99% of the window cleaners in window cleaning. He doesn't like a super popular guy, and that's really what he emailed me about, was just to talk shit on that dude. And then I shared that I shared that email with that dude. I'm not going to say who it was, but yeah, and then I just, that song came on after I read it, and I was like, oh, well, this is a perfect song. This guy's fucking always crying about something.
Yeah. My bad,
Listen,
buddy.
I'm just not a fan of it. I think the accelerator handle is awesome. I really like that Fugu sleeve or whatever the fuck that thing is called. I think that's great. I'm just not a fan of the liquidator channel. I mean, that's it. That's all. You don't have to like it. You know what I mean? Like, you are not your idea. And I get the fact that he's got to defend it and everything. He feels like he needs to defend it because it's his creation. Like, he's the first guy to ever dog ear of Brass Channel. I don't know if you knew that or not, Mark, but he's the first guy to ever do
Wow.
that.
Really?
Yeah, he's the first ever to snip and snip and dog ear a channel.
I think
No one else has ever done that
I have
before.
a contact in the Smithsonian. Maybe we could have them do a fucking article on
First of all, I know that's not true. Second
Oh
of
no,
all,
I'd seen a guy
Yeah.
10 years ago. Wagga did it.
even longer than that, I fucking know an old dude that's dog eared his channels and he uses a wooden fucking stick and he don't watch no fucking.
Right.
He don't watch YouTube.
Are you talking about Hendrik Driest?
No,
I'm kidding.
no, he's
Oh,
got
wooden- You said wooden stick. That
Yeah,
just made me think of him.
no, he's got
I'm
a pull now.
I'm only
He's cool
speaking
now.
for myself and my experience in this industry, which I've been in for a long time.
Mm.
If there's people out there that really believe that no one compares to them, they're innovators in the industry, and if that's what lets them sleep at night, by all means, go with
by
it,
all
dude.
means, yeah.
It doesn't
I didn't
affect
even
me.
reply to
Yeah.
the email.
Yeah.
But I just,
Just
you know,
apply right
I
here.
just felt like that was doing it publicly like that. Like I think the Liquidator sucks. You know what I mean? And then making that little boohoo cry fucking intro to my last video. I think that's good enough. That'll get all his buddies, his butt buddy, his minions are all in my fucking inbox and in my comments. Like, Bob is the best ever, blah, 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 blah. You know what I mean? Whatever.
Dwarves from Middle Earth coming out and attacking you.
Well, this is the thing. And this is the thing. The guy's like, the reason why you can't
Seven were
use
given to the
a
dwarves.
liquidator is because your window cleaning IQ is not big enough. That's what he said to me. And I'm just like,
That's
dude,
fine.
I've been cleaning windows for 20 fucking years, man. Fuck you.
How long
man.
has this guy been cleaning?
I don't care how long he's been
Yeah.
cleaning windows, dude. You want to know why I don't care, Mark? Because like you, I pay my bills cleaning windows.
Right.
So there's that.
Right. Everything
You know
I
what I
fucking
mean?
own, whether
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
a little
yeah.
to some or a lot to others, is
Yeah,
fucking
I
from windows.
it's for
Being
window
really
cleaning.
good at
Everything
window
I got.
cleaning, bragging about it is the gayest thing in the
Yeah,
entire
so
world,
ridiculous.
dude.
I mean, I like to bust Mark's balls and say I'm faster than him. Of course, that's just two dudes being assholes to each other. But
Having fun.
I'm
Yeah.
never gonna get on the internet or on YouTube and be like, "This, I'm the best ever," and I'm never
Right.
gonna say that to another dude, not even
Right.
privately in
Right.
an email. Be like, "Hey, bro, I'm better than 98% of the
Yeah.
window cleaners in the world." You know what I mean? That's what this fucking dude
Whatever,
said.
dude. I'm
You
gonna
guys
make a
saw the
steel
email. I
wool
showed
phone.
you guys the email. You know what I mean? The guy's
Yeah.
he's a twat. Like, don't stop being
Listen,
a twat, dude.
I've said this story, and I'm going to say it again. I hired a guy named Daniel.
Before you
Great.
before you
Yeah.
go any further, I just want to before I lose this thought, I just want to say this. If you watch my Liquidator review, I never once brought that dude's name up. I never said Poles
No.
and Blades, Bob Hat.
No.
I never mentioned him one time. And he felt the need to have his butt buddy and then him. They just all start emailing me, wanting to glop the glip glop. Fuck off.
Yeah.
Go ahead,
No.
Mark.
I had
Give
a
me the
guy,
guac.
The
I
guap,
had
guap.
Daniel come work for me, and during the interview, I'm pretty maybe I do things different than others. Like if you come to me and say, TJ, if you came to me and said, I have 5 years experience, commercial window cleaning. I'm gonna look at your paperwork, and you're gonna meet me, and I'm gonna put a bucket in front of you and a pole and a squeegee, and I'll throw you a towel, and I'm gonna stand there and go clean that window, and I'll know within 2 windows it's full of shit.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
This kid comes out to work. He meets us on a job. We're doing a 4-story job, and he goes. His first words out of his mouth after I shook his hand was, "Just so you know, I'm the fastest window cleaner Central window cleaning has." Nice. So I go, okay, that's good to know. I said, however, you need to leave that shit in the truck. And he's like, what? I go, if you show up here telling everybody you're the fastest window cleaner, they're going to eat your lunch.
Yeah.
He worked with Mark and Mike for about 10 minutes, and he walked over to me, white as a ghost. He goes, I can't clean like them. I go, that's fine. You're going to learn to clean like them. I go, that's why I told you, you need to lose that, and you'll become just like them. You know, anyone who brags, my point is this, most of the people that walk around bragging like that are usually full of shit. And I'm not saying this guy is or isn't. I watched a couple videos. It didn't set me on fire. But I didn't watch it
cleans the
enough.
same kind of window every day. And
Right.
like almost every video, it's the same
Right.
white
It's like
framed
me
plastic
cleaning
window.
the same
It's like Jacob
window
cleaning the same
Burger King.
patio door every fucking TikTok
Right.
video.
Right.
Fucking dickhead.
You fucking
Gotta
said
clean
it.
the
Why are
clean
you
before
fucking?
we-
Why fuck
No,
me?
no,
You said it.
I didn't say anything about a fucking patio. I'm talking about the same window at Burger King. Rick.
The patio door hits home because he knows there's like fucking 5 or 6 of his TikToks. It's the
But
same patio door.
no, it's not the same
Have
patio
it your
door.
way.
It looks like the same patio door.
Okay.
But you know what? Here's the thing. It's funny.
All
if you
right,
think
so
about
it's not
this
the
whole
same
thing-
patio door. It's the patio door next door.
Pretty much.
The funny thing is, if you think about the
Same
debate
patio
of
door.
who's faster or who's better
It's just
or who's
yeah.
more experienced of soap on, soap off, who gives a fuck?
Yeah, who cares?
Who fucking cares?
Yeah.
Does it change the fucking... I'm not cashing your checks and you're not cashing mine. What the fuck does it matter?
No,
Right.
it doesn't.
And
matter.
again, it's just, you know, the reviews are just my opinions on the things. You know what I mean? Like, you
Right.
don't have to... It doesn't mean that it's wrong or it's right or...
Well,
my
it doesn't
you know,
apply to everybody because if I learned how to clean windows with those tools, I would probably be more prone to using them. But I didn't learn with that
Right.
stuff.
Right.
And I'm in my ways. It doesn't make the tool bad. It makes it not for me. That's
Right.
the difference.
Right.
You know.
And, you know, they must be doing okay because they're still selling them. So, you know...
Yeah.
I mean, they could.
Yeah,
I
but
mean,
okay,
dudes are
so-
probably gonna have to buy one every 6 months because I mean, I'm sure they're falling apart on them.
That's the thing. My opinion of it is not based on how well it cleans. I could probably figure out how to make it clean
Yeah.
well, but it just feels chintzy in my hands. Everything flexes, everything rattles and moves. It's just not for me.
This is the thing for me. I'm not gonna change the way that I clean windows to get the results I'm already getting.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like
Right.
I don't need that
Exactly.
tool to detail less. Now, if you're just starting out in the business and you need all of it figured out for you because the greatest window cleaner that ever walked the face of the earth figured it out for you first, then go out and buy yourself a liquidator channel. I just choose not to use it because you do have to change the angle in which you clean the windows, and I just don't like that. I don't.
Right.
Not only do I, it's not even a better or gooder or not good or whatever. It's not. I just don't. What is the point? I can do the
It's not
same
for
thing.
you.
I can do the same thing with a regular brass channel. No detailing. It's just called diving and down into the corners, man. Letting your rubber ride the right way. I mean, it's really not
Dive bombing.
fucking rocket science. It really
Dude,
isn't.
I'll be 100% honest. The only thing...
I'm the greatest window cleaner in the world. Wow, what a fucking achievement. You know what I mean?
Right. Hoo-ha.
It's like we were smart
You know what I mean?
Who cares?
Fucking A, dude.
Until we meet again.
Dudes just take
You'll go
this,
down
like...
in the annals of history as one of the biggest dumb fucks for talking stupid bullshit that nobody fucking cares about.
Right. Like, you know, dude, honestly, man, like, what are we talking about here? It's a
I'll
we're,
go
we're
out on a
cleaning
limb.
windows. People just try to make themselves overly important. I don't understand why. You don't need to call your dudes technicians. There's no need for it. You know what I mean? There's not a need for it. You don't need to wear NASCAR print shirts to get business. You know what I mean? These are
TJ's speaking my mind.
yeah,
right
these
now.
are Mark Tanner. These are
You
Mark
mind
Tanner
reader?
rules to live by. You know what I mean? Like fucking Mark just runs around in fucking jorts and Squeegee Life t-shirts
No,
and makes all kinds of money. You know what I
Listen,
mean?
I just always thought it was okay. So we all do different things. We all have different hobbies. We all have different likes and dislikes. A
course.
common factor between the four of us is window cleaning. Okay, we're all in
course.
business for ourselves.
Yeah.
But we all, again, my activities are different than yours and Seth's and Jacob's. But my point is, like, I do a lot of mechanical stuff. I'll just leave it at that. But so when I go to a pressure washing convention, just out of my brother working for the NASCAR Air Force team, and I spent time in the pits watching these guys work, it makes me laugh that these guys walk around in shirts that look like a pit crew, yet none of them knows what a fucking lug nut is. You understand? That's
Yeah.
It's kind of like out there to me. I understand. It's kind of cool seeing all of this shit, but it's just like I said. I'm kind of thinking that you ever have, I'm sure every one of us has a picture from when we were 7 years old wearing something that we thought was fucking cool. And then you look at it at 40 and go, holy fuck, what was I thinking? That's what's going to happen
Never.
with those shirts.
Never.
You mean my 7-Up shirt that had spot on it?
Right.
You talking
Never.
about that with the cool
Hey,
glasses? That shirt was dope as fuck.
listen, never. I will never. I regret nothing.
Maybe
I
regret
regret
my
nothing.
back tail
The
first.
make 7 up yours.
Yeah, I
had a
regret.
ton of those
Mark,
when
I
I worked
regret
for
nothing.
Pepsi.
The picture of me on the back of the pony in the cowboy outfit. I don't regret that a bit.
I love that shirt.
Yeah,
That picture.
I
We need to
don't
put
re-
that on a T-shirt.
I was thinking about it. I couldn't decide between that and the hard body karate logo.
I think that one would be stellar. Riding Peppy the Burro.
I have some pictures that will never see the light.
Well, guess what? I'm going to give Andrew a call.
Yeah.
I'm sure he'll surface them.
My mom.
My
I remember
mom.
My dad had to like step in, being like, "You're making our son like a girl. We can't." She put me in like tap dance at like 3, and I remember at 7 years old, my
totally
dad's
get
like,
that
"He's
vibe
done,
from you."
He's done with this. He's
That
not doing
fucking that facial hairstyle screams. I used to tap dance.
it. From 3 to 7, dude.
I don't understand that mustache you got going. I don't understand the need for it.
What are you, the stepfather mustache?
Yeah, I
Come on.
don't understand it. I don't understand the need for it. It's terrible.
Oh God, I love it.
It's
I just ate my wife's ass.
yeah, it's the worst thing I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
It's so bad.
Dude, my
I think
wife
it looks good.
loves this mustache.
I can do the same thing, but I refuse. I keep the hair off my lip. I can't do
the dude from Super Troopers who wants a mustache ride.
it.
Exactly.
Yeah, I can't. I don't know how you guys do that. The hair on the lip, upper lip, I can't do it. I cannot. It drives me fucking nuts.
I just don't think you can grow one.
No, I can.
Let's see. You just come on, just let it grow. We gotta
Nope,
see.
I can't. It's like a nervous tick. I can't stop myself from
You
fucking
get
with
the
it.
food and shit in it and stuff. I mean, at first it's kind of difficult with a mustache.
Yeah, you
I mean,
just got to get used to it.
I can't. I can't do it.
plus,
I keep-
It drives me fucking crazy.
I know what you're saying though,
If I
TJ.
don't have
Because if
one.
mine starts to touch my lip, and
Yeah, it
almost
just
tickle
geeks
it,
me out.
if you ever notice mine, I keep it trimmed like this with a number 1.
I can't.
I trim it like
yeah,
every
I
2 weeks. I
cannot.
can't stand it being long.
I can't do it.
I
Can't do it.
I don't give 2 shits. I let that
That's
shit
about
grow.
the only place I can grow facial hair is my upper lip and
Oh,
my chin. That's it. I can't, and nowhere else. It's patchy everywhere else.
That's my dad's that way. He can grow a mean goatee, but that's about
Right.
it.
Yeah, that's all I
Yeah.
can do.
Nothing here.
Yeah, me
nothing-
too. I get patches here. My son has
Yeah.
a full beard. I can't do that.
Yeah, I can't. My brother can grow a beard. I can't. So
I think
I
it's
don't
like
know.
a French Canadian and my dad that gives him the goatee personally.
The Mountie.
The Mountie.
Mhm.
Dude, come here. Let's go for a ride. Mustache ride, Jacob. This is made for eating buttholes.
Oh yeah.
Scary shit.
Little creme fresh.
Yeah.
Have you ever approached a butthole with a smear on it, Seth?
Oh, dude. What kind of butthole do you think I'm eating? Not
Yeah.
dudes.
Like, what
Yeah.
kind
So
of
what do you
fucking,
do at that point?
kind of
Do you
fucking
back
life? What kind
out?
of
You
fucking
rip
life
the
do you?
dick
With
and
that-
back out?
You never talk to that person again. Be like, that person disrespected you. Having a dirty butthole. Get out of here. Yeah, no. Like, that would be like someone trying to
Doesn't
eat
have to
my
be
butt.
dirty, just a smear. You know, like
A smear?
yeah,
It's a little more than just a smear, man.
yeah,
What about a smear? Just like a piece of toast with like a thin layer of
yeah.
peanut butter on
Right,
it.
right. Like there wasn't enough butter on the knife. You know?
Put up there,
Just like a
piece
little
of
bit.
corn.
Yeah.
TJ has disengaged.
Yeah, I'm talking to somebody.
Not you, Jacob, you fucking dork.
Do what?
I said, not you, Jacob, you fucking dork. I'm only kidding, Jacob. He's not talking to me either, so I guess I'm a dork too.
So, what's going on in your world, Jacob? You staying busy?
Yeah, man, I've been selling a lot of house washes in my neighborhood and window cleaning. I got 2 house washes and a window cleaning to do Saturday.
Now, do
My
you do a
neighborhood.
12-volt dedicated, or are you downstreaming, or what?
I'm downstreaming.
Yeah.
It's nice. Keep it simple. It's pretty
I'm
easy.
gonna build a 12 volt.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
Alright.
build a little trailer. I'm gonna build I didn't send you all the pictures. I found like Harbor Freight. I don't want nothing I don't even want a 4x8 trailer. They sell like a 4x4 trailer. I'm just gonna mount my pressure washer
but
to
let
it.
me back you up for a minute, dude. Look, the most important part of that setup is going to be the trailer. Don't buy that stamped steel fold and have Harbor Freight piece of shit. Trust me when I tell you. I don't care if you make
You're gonna
enough
end up-
10 times over.
Yeah.
It's fucking junk.
Yeah.
Seriously, go by yourself.
You're gonna put more into that, and not only
Right.
that, there's a good chance you might end up losing that pressure washer on that fucking
Right.
hockey
Just
stick.
get a Tractor Supply one if you're gonna go cheap, man. Those are fine.
Get a little 4x8. Even Home Depot has. They're pretty shitty too.
I would go to Tractor Supply or something like that, Rural King, and buy you a trailer. You can get you a small trailer there.
A small big Tex 4x8, 4x6.
Yeah, 4x6 or something like that. That's what I would get. I wouldn't get
that
one
thing
of those
that folds up is made out of old bed frame. It's fucking
you don't
garbage.
Want to fuck. I'm telling you, you don't want to fuck. You're gonna end up costing yourself more. You're gonna end up buying that twice.
Dude, I had a guy come to me, a friend of mine that does detailing, right? And he's like, "Can you tighten up this trailer for me?" And I'm like, "What does that mean?" And he brings it over. He back it in my yard. It was a Harbor Freight. It's the one that the tongue folds back. You could stand it up in the corner. And I'm like, "Really?" And he goes, "Yeah, it's all bolt together pretty much and hinge pins." And it just wobbled. We tried to weld it, and I'm not kidding you, the steel was so crappy that it wouldn't, I mean, it welded, but I'm just telling you, get yourself a decent little $1,000, $800, whatever they cost, little, like a Big Tex or a name brand, an Anderson. It comes with a better axle, get one for like better tires.
Between $400 and $500 from TSC.
Right. Yeah, that size they're cheap.
Right, or even find something used that's in good shape. You know, with 15-inch wheels, not these. Dude, people, you know, when you have those little tires like on the Harbor Freight trailer that are like 11 inches,
smoking.
What
those
you don't
bearings.
think of is if you're going 60, that tire's going
120.
Yeah, right.
Fucking toast. Those bearings are toast.
Right, and when the fucking tire falls off and kills someone on the highway, you're just better off, you know. And dude, if I was you, this is just me. I mean,
if you were sitting on it and it fucking flexes, that didn't come out the way. That didn't come out. If you stand on it and it kind of flexes and shit under your own weight, it's not a good trailer, man.
Right? No, there's a reason it's fucking $200.
I've stood on one of those before. They're not those sturdiest
I
things
have
in
one
the
of those
world.
little 5x7 trailers, man, and it works fine.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean?
I mean, other than that,
saying?
Burger King's gave me another, so I'm up to 9, and they upped the
dude.
service. They upped the service from once a month to twice.
Nice.
Oh, sick, dude.
Hell yeah, dude.
So you're getting 18 cleanings a month out of that. That's good. That's good, man.
Yeah.
Then I had some lady yesterday. There must have been something in the air yesterday. I sold 2 house washes just by posting it in like my neighborhood Facebook group.
Mm-hmm.
Then I went by there and looked at them. Then I had a lady message me and wants me to do residential like monthly at her house.
Love it.
Sick, dude. Are you in an HOA, Jacob, at all?
Yes.
Talk to the board. They definitely bid it out, you know what I mean, for that type of stuff. So you'd be like, hey, like when you do bid it out, like give me a shot to.
Yeah, who better than someone who lives here?
Yeah, exactly.
I mean,
the only thing that sucks about that is if it goes wrong.
Yeah, and then they fucking egg your house. Yeah.
Yeah, I think so far I've done 1, 2. I've done 5 house washes, and since I've been in the neighborhood, and I got 1, 2, 3 waiting to like actually do it. I got 2 to do Saturday, and then 2 I have to like put on the schedule, but they said they want it.
It's awesome, man. Yeah, and then you get their kids. You get, you can go do my friend's house over here. That's a good little network you got going on.
However, I'm only going to preface this from my experience of dealing with HOA boards. Be prepared to have your sanity challenged every time you submit your invoice.
Oh, yeah, correct. It takes 4.
Yeah. Dude, I had the first job I ever did for HOA was a community. We did sidewalks, drain swales, and they said you could do driveways, but you know, you're going to get people asking about driveways, little 2-car concrete driveways. But you have to they have to pay for that. The HOA is not paying for it. Okay, no problem. Well, we figured out early on, because we had to get water by the pool, the common water, dragging the trailers over there and waiting a half hour till the tank filled. It was better to knock on someone's door when we were like 20 gallons left and said, hey, if you let us plug into your house, we'll do your driveway for free. So we never had, you understand? Then you keep working. Mm-hmm. That worked out way better. The $50 I would have charged for the driveway was superseded by getting done faster. Long story short, there was a retaining wall all the way around the property. And that was part of the contract. So we blow the retaining wall off, I submit the invoice. 30 days later, they're calling and starting to complain. So I go over, you have to see this part of wall you missed. Okay. I go there, and on top of the wall, there's shit, and it's just a mess. Okay.
What kind of shit?
Literal
Human
Some
shit?
kind
No,
of
animal shit,
no,
not
real
human.
animal shit. Okay. So I'm standing there. I'm like, we fucking missed this part of the wall. They're right. I was ready to fight until I I brought my bucket, stepped up on my bucket, and looked on the top of the wall. Then there was peanuts, sunflower seeds, and bird seeds. Okay, so I knocked on the lady's door. She didn't know who it was. I go, hey, I have a question for you. Are you feeding squirrels and stuff in the back? Oh, yeah. I put it back there by the wall. Okay. So I called the president over and I said, she's putting food on top of the wall. I knew we didn't miss this. I thought we might have when I first saw it, but now that I see raccoon shit, squirrel shit, and peanut shells everywhere, that's your problem. They fought me on it. I had to go back and physically clean 10 foot of wall to get paid.
If I would have got a call saying you missed a spot, you missed this part of, I would have just took the pressure washer over and cleaned it again. I wouldn't even.
Right.
I wouldn't even
Had
fucking.
I known that,
yeah.
I would have done it that way, T.
I've had so many times that's happened to me. I'm like, I'm not even fighting anymore. Okay, yeah, I didn't do it.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
I've learned
it. All right. Okay.
When you're waiting on like a $5,000 check from these people, it's better to just drag the trailer and take care of it and say, sorry, we missed it.
Yeah.
And then deal with it that way versus debating with them that they're wrong. Because I'm going there just to prove them wrong. You know what I'm saying? And then I ended up cleaning it for free anyway.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You spend more time going over if you did do it than if you actually just pull out a wand and
Two
clean it.
trips instead of one.
We had a 5-story condo building I was hired by the management company, and then the HOA, the management company runs the building, but they still had the HOA, and I didn't know that. And we started working, and it was a hornet's nest of complaints from the tenants because they didn't like the way we're doing it with water fed versus rope and chair. Okay. And I went back into the management and I said, had I known I had to deal with this board, you've given me other work commercially. Now you're giving me this residential stuff. I go, I'm going to finish this, and don't be offended. Please don't call me for, they're like, what's going on? I told them, they go, no, we'll straighten this out with the board. And they did. They stood up for me, but not always will a management company stand up to a board because they're afraid they're going to lose the account.
Right. Yeah. Sometimes it's just strange. Sometimes it's not even worth fighting. Sometimes,
You're right. No, I agree with that. But
I do so many HOAs. The 10-mile stare, man. It works. You just plod along. You're gonna have one person who starts. You know what I mean? I used to get into it with people and get all fucking petty and shit and feel like I'm fucking skipping this place next time, and I'm just like, whatever. Put my headphones in, do my thing, and get the hell out of there. Oh, you missed the window. Okay, I'll go get it.
Yeah.
I'm just like, I know I cleaned it, but there's hard water stains all over it, and I'm like, okay.
Right.
I had one today. This lady like, from the time I walked in the door to the time I ran to my fucking truck, she talked the whole fucking time. She did not. I thought she did not stop for air once. Then I go to her mother-in-law's house, and I get to her mother-in-law's house, and she's barely walking around. She's in her 80s, And she's like, oh, well, my neighbor, who I've cleaned windows for before, this guy's had a stroke. He's in a wheelchair, him and his wife. He's not, he blames, he thinks that it's cool to be a fucking asshole to people because he had a stroke.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He feels like, I can talk to you like you're a piece of shit. I had a stroke. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And the reason why I say that is because, I went and did their house, and he was like, I'm not necessarily saying he was not jazzed with the price, but, he wasn't jazzed with the fucking price. You know what I mean? And I'd already told the dude what it was going to cost. So when it come time to pay, he kind of decided he wanted to be a fucking jerk-off about it. You know what I mean? Like, you were only here for this long. I don't understand how it could be this much money. And doody-doody-doo. And I was like, well, if you don't want to pay, you ain't got to pay. Just don't ever call me again. You know what I mean?
Right,
but once he gave me the business started, he called me, he called me a thief is what he called me. He's like, I feel like you're stealing from me. So I was like, once that came out of his mouth, I was like, I'm never working for this dude again. So I went and did, her mother-in-law's house this morning. And she's like, my neighbors really want you to come and do their windows. And I was like, they said that you never showed up the last time. And I'm like, listen, I did their windows. You sent me over there. I went over there. I did their windows right after I did yours. The guy was not very nice to me. I'm not going back. You know what I mean? She's like, oh, okay. And then I did her windows, and then she pays me, and then she's like, I think you should at least go talk to his wife. And I'm like, yeah, probably, yeah, nah, no.
Yeah, see ya.
And then, yeah.
And I just got in the fucking truck and I left, you know what I mean? And this
Yeah.
dude starts calling me. He's called me 4 times today. He just called 5 minutes ago and left me another voicemail. Hi, this is I might have fat fingered you. I'm not real sure.
Yeah.
Some
I'm just
fucking
like,
preacher.
Fuck off, dude. Like,
Legends of the Fall, fucking Anthony Hopkins calling you.
Yeah, and this is the thing. It's $65.
Oh yeah.
It's 6 windows and a patio door. You know what I mean? No, it's 5 windows and a patio door. It takes me like fucking 15 minutes to do. You know what I'm saying? So I guess I mean I can understand where oh man,
What are you gonna charge?
Listen, man, I'm gonna be honest with you, and this is gonna sound like a dickhead thing to say, but normally I don't get out the truck for less than $100. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm just keeping it
But
real.
if you're there already and you're doing the neighbor,
Yeah, you know what I mean. So it wasn't a big deal. You know what I mean? And I kind of like that size of like an old folks condo. I'm gonna charge them $65. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If I'm there 30 minutes, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm charging them $65 right off the gate. I charge them all $65.
Yep.
They're senior citizens. It's not taking me a long time. You know what I mean? They ain't got nobody to talk to. They're all by themselves. Their family doesn't love them. You know what I mean? They don't want to be around them anymore.
And now apparently the window cleaner doesn't either.
Yeah, and I'm a fucking huge piece of shit. So I don't like gouge people, so I don't feel like what he said to me was valid at all. It's just like, dude, I'm not. I could be a real piece of shit about this and just be like $100. Fuck
Right.
you. You know what I mean? That's
Right.
$100 an hour.
It's
Between
like I
100
graduated from grade school and I
Yeah.
don't have to take shit from anybody.
Yeah, like $150 an hour. You know what I mean? That's usually where I'm at on most things. So. You're getting a $35, $40 fucking discount straight out the gate. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So, like, what are we even doing? You know what I'm saying? Yeah,
Yep.
I try not to fucking be too combative with elderly people, but sometimes there's people that push you to a point. It's just like, I'm going to have to be mean to you, and I don't want to be. You
Yeah.
will not allow me to be any. I've tried being nice, and you will not allow me to be nice. So,
This is a different era of old people, though. I don't remember old people being such fucking douchebags when I was a kid. Old people are fucking cool. Old people now, fucking
I still have. There's still a bunch of old people that I work for that are great people. There's some assholes out there. It's just
Mine's like 75 and up. I do 75 and up, like that 74 to like 66-year-old guy.
because those are fucking hippies, baby boomer fucktards.
Yeah, I was a middleman in the fucking. So you did nothing all your life. Cool, great story. Let's complain
Right.
about shit.
I'm better than 98% of the window cleaners in the world, sir. Try my liquidator, sir.
And liquidator. To get all the water off the flames.
Yeah.
I kind of look at it as, well, if that shit's selling so good, what does it matter what I have
Yeah,
to say?
what the fuck does it matter, dude?
Right.
Like,
The Handy Sleep review was good, though. I just watched that this afternoon.
Yeah.
Good, dude.
I should have released it a couple weeks ago, but I just, took a little bit of a me time thing there. My birthday and everything. I just kind of,
Speaking of that, man, did you enjoy yourself?
Mm-hmm. I did. It was fun. Anytime I spend with Jennifer is a good time. I've not had any bad times with Jen.
Yeah. Sure, you needed to get away, man.
It always could be longer.
That's true, man. I feel like 3 days is not enough. 5, 6 is kind of perfect, right in that range.
Yeah, well, it's difficult to step away that long.
You can always sell your company and go work at Walmart.
Yep. I'm thinking about it.
Walmart greeter? You do that job for 2 weeks, like, listen, fucktard, show me your goddamn receipt.
Yeah, I couldn't imagine doing something like that.
I don't think punching a clock is as bad as everybody makes it out to be.
That's not bad. I still do it.
Yeah. Something really gratifying about punching that clock at the end of the day and being like, fuck this place. You know what I mean? Like,
well, you don't have to worry about payroll or insurance or anything.
None
You
of
just
that
got to
shit.
show up.
Yep.
Yeah.
Show up. And I'm pretty
That's
good at
kinda
just
what
like getting there. You know what I mean?
Right.
That's kind of how I built my business, though, man. Like, everyone's like, oh, you can make so much more money, have this. I'm like, dude, I show up, everybody's ready to go. I come back, I'm done with my day. And I'm like, oh, I don't do bank deposits. I don't do shit. I just clean windows and make sure everyone else is doing their job.
You pay someone for that.
Honestly, it was worth every fucking penny because I don't have to fucking deal with it.
Yeah.
Because that's
The person that I got doing it, I just give him penis and she goes and does what I tell her to do.
That's a smart move.
She's working for the smallest wages around, huh?
Yes.
You were doing the
Not
old
a
Ross.
lot of skin in that game. You know what I mean? Like, not a lot of skin at all, dude. Very minimum wage. You know what I mean? Very minimum. Perfect.
It's got a tip jar, like tips are appreciated.
Yeah. Hell yeah, boy.
Damn, brother.
She's like, I don't know if I'm going to be able to do this. I'm like, bro, you can do it. You can't do it any worse than I've done it. So,
Right.
You know what I mean? You can't be any bit worse than this at me. You know what I mean? Than I am. So you should be fine. So
You got it.
She'll do a lot better job with all that shit than me managing everything. She'll do a lot better job.
Manage the shillings.
Yeah. Well, we're part owners now, so she's part owner. I'm part owner. So
Nice.
You guys have been together long enough too, where it's not going to put a strain on anything. You know what I mean?
No.
Well,
When you know your partner that well?
it's officially, you know what I mean? It's always been 50-50, but
True, but
it's officially with
She's
the
been
government.
with you long enough to know how much of a piece of shit you really are.
Yes.
So.
Oh yeah. There's no hiding that. I mean,
She knows what she's getting herself into.
Yeah, that veil's been pulled off years ago.
It's
Yeah.
kind of nice though when the veil's gone. You know?
Yeah. No more surprises, really. Yeah.
And my wife comes home and I'm just eating ice cream in bed. Like, hey, how are you?
What's up? How you doing?
Yeah. What, you want some of this?
Got the box fan blowing on my nuts.
Yeah, Seth, I just got in a half hour ago.
I can buy
Watching
them.
TV for 3 fucking hours.
I'm 100% there. No, I was going to go do the pool stuff in like 20 minutes. She's like, it's 9:30. I'm like, yeah.
I'll get it tomorrow.
Did you get that?
Yeah. No.
Did you get working on that barn or something you were going to change into your shop or something?
The problem was my town is a fucking piece of shit, and it just was going to cost me. It had to be all personal money.
Seth's always got a fucking excuse to drink Miller Lights and fucking not do anything around the house, like clean the pool or fucking.
Right.
Seth, the pool is green.
Fucking Tom Sawyer over here.
Yeah, and I finagle my way out of everything.
Yeah. All you gotta do is get a hold of Christine and be like, "What you need to do is put the cooler in the middle of the pool, and shit'll get done."
So I have to ask. So
That's
the town said you can't turn that into a commercial shop?
So I live like right on the line, like where my house is, the zone that I'm in.
Yeah.
It has to be like it can be a home office, but the problem with being a home office is I can't use company funds. I have to use personal funds to do it.
How does anybody fucking know? You are the company. I don't understand. What I don't understand is how does anybody know where it comes from? They're not writing checks for you.
Well, no, but the so when you file the paperwork,
I'm honest, Abe.
The IRS, it will throw up a red flag if I'm using company money before taxes. Do you know what I'm saying? I'll have to pay all the same taxes on it, and at that point, putting 45 grand into it really turns into like 75, and I'm like, I was just unwilling to do it at the time because it was just. It just didn't make viable sense for me at the time. I'm like, I can do so much more with that money.
Yeah, but it's not like you're going to put up a sign that says,
That's what I
shine
said.
on.
listen, I had to have the town.
You crazy
I
diamond.
went to I had him come out. The assessor came out. We went over the property. He's like, "Well, you're gonna have a separate electric line coming in if you have the business." He's like, "If you get granted, it was a whole."
Why did you decide to be honest about anything? I don't understand.
I don't know, dude. I fucked up. I was like, I should
What
have
a
just
fucking idiot! You should have just
You ever
had
heard
the
of
electric
don't ask,
run.
don't tell?
What
Yeah,
a
should
way
have just
not to
fucking.
be a piece of shit, Seth.
Hey, wait a minute. Why do you have all these trucks here? Because I like fucking minivans. Go fuck yourself. You know what
Yeah,
I
but
mean?
Seth
Like,
doesn't have a company with 15 vans. I'm not knocking on you. I'm just making a point.
I got like 3. So.
Yeah.
you got 3. You're a fucking goof. Why would you tell them anything? I don't understand why you did that.
Well, I wanted to pull permits so that, like, when they
Oh my
assess
God.
the building,
I wanted to fucking flex my muscles at the company
I'm
party.
saying, I wanted to have value added to it. I wanted to be able to pull the permit and redo the garage. It was going to be a win-win, right? Can redo the garage, get the value out of that, and then use it as my shop as well too.
Next
You know what I'm
time,
saying?
next time you should research while not sipping beers out the side of your mouth.
Right.
God, I wasn't drinking beers when I did it. I drank beers when they told me I was going to have to. I couldn't do it. It actually ended up working better. Anyways, we got a new shop that we're moving to in like 2 weeks, and it's brand new, and it's fucking easy, and it's not at my fucking house.
Right.
Well, I don't know how it is up there, but rents down here for shops are fucking
Outrageous.
ridiculous. Yeah.
I'm lucky. I don't
what's
pay
outrageous?
very
What's
much
outrageous?
for mine. I only pay
That's
couple
why I have a
$100 a month
storage
for
unit.
mine. That's what mine is essentially, like a glorified storage unit. You know what I mean?
That's kind of part. Like, if you're not saying anything, but if you're a one-man operator, like, how much more space do you really?
You really don't need a whole
You
bunch.
don't. But it is nice to have a place to put all your shit.
Yeah.
That's not your house. You know what I mean?
That was
For me-
my problem for years. Is Jennifer's like, dude, I got all this shit everywhere. You know what I mean? You know.
That's why I got a storage unit.
Yeah, she's
Just
just like,
mine
dude,
was-
you just gotta find
Dude,
somewhere to put all this
I
shit.
live in a completely different, I guess because it's considered rural. Now they're starting to,
Oh, I thought
raise
you were
their
about to.
eyebrows
I
out
thought you
there.
were gonna be like, I'm the king of the fucking castle
No.
type shit there for a
That's
second.
what I
dude.
was
You
expecting.
know
No,
what I mean?
dude,
Weren't
because-
you? I was too. Well, you see, my wife, she don't say shit. I'll put my shit wherever. I thought for sure that was where he was going with that.
no.
Congratulations, Mark. You
Dude, I
turned a
called up a
page.
company in Miami,
Yeah.
and they were selling, I think it was $3,500 for a watertight 40-foot shipping container. I called them up. They said, send us a picture of your.
What about an
Property.
airtight shipping container?
It's airtight. No, well, there's like A, B, and C. A is perfect. Costs you about $6,000. B is 25 to 3,500, and it's watertight and might have a few dents here and there.
Mhm.
And then C is a pile of shit. So I'm like, no, I want a B. Okay, so I send in pictures to the guy. He's like, it's going to be this much. And I'm like, okay. And he's like, which way do you want it loaded? I go, because when it's backed in where the door is going to be, because they have that trailer that it loads
Right.
off.
Right.
Dude, the guy pulls up in front of my house, and he's like, there's no way I'm backing this motherfucker into your driveway. It just don't have enough room. And I'm like, okay, what are my options? He goes, 20-foot container. And I'm like, nah, it's not going to do it. So he goes, well, I don't know what to tell you. So I call my buddy Jeff, who's a truck driver, and he's like, I'll get it back there. And the guy's like, you can't drive my truck, the usual insurance bullshit. So I'm like, I know a good truck driver could back this fuck. I looked at him, I go, you know what?
My dad
I
could back
pulled
it
up-
in your
your dad
driveway.
could probably do it.
My
'cause he has a
dad's
lot of
back.
experience.
My dad's driven fucking more miles backwards than I've driven forward. Just ask him.
I believe it.
Fucking
I believe it. Well, dude, so this guy, right?
Mhm.
I'm not gonna. How do I say this? He didn't speak much English. Let's just
Yeah.
put it that way.
Okay.
That's okay to say, right? So
Yes.
I go, here's what I'm gonna do, dude. My buddy Jeff's over, and they won't let him drive the truck.
Mhm.
So I go, I'm just gonna pull 2 fence poles out. I have fence poles every 4 or 6 feet, whatever it is. I'll pull 2 fence poles out. I'll cut the fence, okay, and you back it right through the fucking swale. He's like, okay, I could do that, no problem. I cut the fence. We pull the poles out. He pulls into my neighbor's driveway to get the line up, and drives the fucking truck off of the we have a culvert. I don't know if you know what that is.
Yes.
Yeah.
He drives off the culvert
What
and
a fucking idiot.
and tears the air lines off of the trailer. So now, if you know anything about, I don't know a lot about this. Your father would know, but I think you have to have air on that trailer to release the brakes.
Yeah. Now it's
So in
stuck.
the event that the trailer comes off the brakes,
Now
line,
it's stuck. Yeah.
now it's motherfucker's stuck across my street, right? So this thing is just dumping air out of the.
I would have just been like, dude, why didn't you just say you can't back up at all? Just say that.
Right.
I ripped my fucking fence down and you still fucked up.
Right. So,
hey, it's a good thing you took the fence down because he'd have fucking tore your whole house up.
Right. So I go under
shipping
the truck.
container in your fucking living room.
Right. Meanwhile, I'm like the second house on the street. There's only like 10 houses, but nobody can get by. This fucking thing is literally 40 foot of trailer blocking the whole fucking road,
crazy,
right?
Yeah.
And in the meantime, I stopped work. I said, give me a half-hour heads up. I'll work locally. So my route is still waiting for me, which, never happens. You're not going back.
Right.
So
I'm not
I
going
go
back.
under the truck, and I'm looking, and it broke a fitting off of this tank, right, that must store air.
Mm-hmm.
So I go, all right, if I plug that off, it should be fine, right? And we connect the fitting to another line and plug the broken fitting off, and it finally released the brakes. And then the motherfucker gets halfway in and gets the truck stuck in my fucking yard, which was, I don't have a sprinkler system, but I'm like, I think the thing will, I'm like, he starts fucking hopping.
Right.
I have to take my fucking Super Duty. I'm winching on him. I look like the whole street is watching like this. There's that asshole again.
There's that fucking hillbilly got himself a fucking storage container.
Yeah, there's that fucking idiot.
He's got another spot to put motors in with a fucking goof.
Yeah, but see, in the meantime, honestly, you're not supposed to have shipping containers in your yard.
Yeah.
Okay, and I'm thinking I'm going to fly this in under the radar 2 o'clock on a Tuesday, you know? No. Well, I got tractor fucking foot deep ruts in my fucking yard. The fence is torn down. The poles are laying on the ground. This fucking guy that doesn't speak English is fucking yelling at me. We finally get this thing into shape, right? And then he fucking drives out of the yard and goes off of my culvert this time, not my neighbor's, and fucking hangs the rear tires up, breaks all the fucking blocks around my culvert. I'm like, never again. This was not worth it. But I have a 40-foot container. That's where I keep
That's where I keep all my engines at.
No, just window cleaning stuff is in that. Ladders and ropes and racks and squeegees and Christmas decorations and stuff like that.
Yeah,
But
stuff
it's full.
you just want to fill your 40-foot shipping container with.
Well, the funny thing is, because I have a decent sized yard, I always keep my stack ladders over by my AC system behind the fence, so I don't have to walk all the way back through the wet grass every morning if I need something. And she's like, didn't we get the shipping container for this? So I'm like, yeah, most of the ladders in there, I keep 3.5 pieces out here, so I don't have to keep walking to the back. But it's full. It's amazing what you do with storage, just like my shop. When I got my shop, I was like, I'm never going to fill this. Now, shit is stacked everywhere. It's a fucking train wreck.
I know, man. The worst part about having a shop is that it becomes unworkable over like a year and a half. Like, what the fuck should I do to this place?
You fill it.
Yeah, you got to spend like a weekend trying to fucking clear it out. It's a pain in the ass, man. But yeah, I mean, rent here was fairly cheap for here. Like this place was $1,200 a month when I got it, and now he's gonna rent it out.
How big is 1,200? How much space?
25 by 50.
You ain't get that in Florida for $1,200.
No, I was surprised I got it. So now the new place I'm going to is 28 by 60. And it's like $2,200 a month.
Yeah, that in Florida is $3,500 to $4,000 all day long.
Yeah, it's where I got my shop. Like I live in a busy spot, but if you drive like 5-10 minutes from my house, it's just cranberry bogs. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like all it is, it's like farm country. So it's convenient for me because I can still get back to all my work in like 5 or 10 minutes. But the price drops. Like if I went to get the same shop in my town, I'd probably pay around $3.
Yeah.
So that extra 5-minute drive, I'm like, well, what do I care? Yeah. You know what I mean? It's 5 minutes. So it's kind of.
I do see a huge benefit of having. Hey Scott, is having your work and your home detached from each other. I would agree with that. You know what I'm saying?
I like it because my personality type is I would just be out there all the time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
do
even
the
when
guys
I'm here,
go to your house to get paid, Mark?
No, they get direct deposit.
Oh, okay.
It used to. I used to bring checks out every Friday. But the greatest move I made, like Seth talked about his was to hire a bookkeeper
Mhm.
that works with my accountant and works with my wife, so I don't have to do anything
Right.
with that. So every Tuesday payroll goes in,
Mhm.
Thursday they get their money in direct deposit, and I
Right.
don't have to deal with that shit.
Cool.
Because there's nothing worse than like having an early Friday, but you got to go find 2 or 3 guys to
Yeah.
give them their money.
Yeah,
You know?
and they don't like it either. You know what
No.
I mean? It's like it's
Yeah.
so much easier. Like
A peace
my
of mind.
payroll
You just,
company is also like
you just
Right.
my
I
checks
have
in the bank.
401k plans and health insurance plans for the
Yeah.
guys. So having one company that handles all of that was
Right.
just easier
Well,
for me.
That's the lucky part for me was my bookkeeper is also a payroll company,
Mhm.
so she handles everything. She charges me like $35 or $40 an hour, and she remotely accesses my computer and she logs her time and she sends me a bill at the end of the
So
month.
how much do you usually normally pay a month for that?
Maybe $800 a month, $700-800 a month. But I'm going to be honest with you because I was so bad at it that between sales tax, penalties, and late fees,
Saving
it
money.
pretty much paid for her.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
there's no doubt.
I'm in the same boat. My bookkeeper's $225 a month, and then my payroll company that handles all of that, the payroll, 401k, because we do like a matching up to like 2 or 3% or whatever.
Yeah.
And then the benefits package is like $35 a paycheck per cycle, like per guy. So
Yeah.
like we're in it too. Like I'm an employee because I'm an S corp. So we have like 5 paychecks. So it's like I don't know. It's gonna be like $900 a month for everything.
Yeah, that's about what
plus-
I pay on average.
So
and that
your
includes
filing status is S corp. So you're an LLC, but you file as S corp.
If I file as an S corp, so I'm actually
Okay.
an employee. I can collect
Cool.
unemployment if I wanted to.
Oh,
Yeah.
cool.
You
So
can take distributions too.
So you have an LLC, but you file as an S corp. So you treat yourself
I
as
filed
an
like,
employee.
so S corp is like a division of an LLC, right?
Is
Like,
that
so
is it? Do you think? Do you?
overprotects.
Now say that again.
An LLC can overprotect, right? Like
Yeah.
you can. An LLC is really for somebody with like 50 or more employees. And
Yeah.
S corp is kind of like a smaller division of the LLC
Mhm.
that protects from like 50 and under.
Okay.
And you pay a little bit less in
So
filing.
that's just a filing status, right?
It's a filing status with the IRS, and
Mm-hmm.
it's also like you get the same protections, right? Like so, all my vehicles.
Now
are-
is that something? You set like just for example? Is that something that you set up beforehand, or is that when do you file like your taxes?
I opened up
Like
this,
when you do your returns, you do it as an S corp.
Yeah, so my returns are very simple, right? Like so I get a paycheck just like every other guy here,
Mhm.
and then at the end of the year we have to bonus ourselves because whatever is left in the main account is considered
Okay.
revenue.
Okay.
So I have to pay. It's pretty simple. So
What
you
happens
take-
with the revenue? Is it's just there?
So then, yeah, you just get taxed off of that extra revenue. So
Okay.
like, let's say I have 20 grand left in the bank. Me and my brother are both responsible for 10 grand each.
Okay.
Yeah,
Get
but
the
if you had
10
20 grand last year, you're fine.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly. So
If you end your year with 30 grand in the bank and you didn't have 30 grand in the bank last year, you're going to pay. But if you had 30 grand last year and you end up with 30 grand this year, that's why you go on a spending spree if you need to.
That's exactly
Right.
Mark's exactly right.
Yeah.
Like towards the end of the year, I'll pay for my advertisement up front if I have like too much money in
Right.
there.
Uh,
So you're playing this game where it's like, all right, like I can take more pay next year, and you're spreading money around so that you don't fuck yourself.
Yeah,
listen, I'm not ever claiming a house again. I'm trying to get cash for the rest of my life on the bitches.
Yeah,
Write a personal check to TJ.
Banks are so fucking crazy now. I don't know about where you are, but like, if I get a check in my name and it's over $600, like they're like, well, you have to fill out this form. I'm like, what?
Yeah, where did this come from?
Yeah, exactly.
Well, that's one thing,
That's
but I mean,
government
like, yeah. I mean, anything over $600, you're kind of over a barrel.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, that's what people will be
Because
like.
of
Well, what's
Joe fucking Biden.
That's when you go to the old Quickie Mart and freaking
Yeah,
they cash it
dude.
for you.
Yeah, that's right, Jacob.
They charge
Jacob
you
just
$5.
hit the nail out there. Go in there, cast a check, wheeze
Yeah,
the
but
juice. You know what I'm
I gotta be
saying?
honest with you, that fucking 15% or whatever they charge kills me when I went and did all the work.
Yeah, and to me too. Like now, I've learned enough.
It's
from
15% or 40%. You pick. Yeah, you know what I mean?
taxes. The
You
more
pick.
I claim each season, the more money the more I can play with things.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I can get this new truck, or I can buy this, or like my wife has the gas card to the company. You know what I mean? She doesn't pay for gas.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like things they can't track, I spend out of the company money. You
Well,
know what I
she
mean?
went out and delivered some invoices once a month. That's
Exactly.
fine.
She does. She'll drive to my shop. She'll deliver stuff. I'm like, yeah. You know
Yeah,
what
if
I
I
mean?
need someone to bitch at a customer, I send her.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
Now, dude, I had a guy one time I did work for as a building manager.
Uh,
We did pressure cleaning, window cleaning, and I just became friendly with the guy. We went to lunch a couple times, and I did like $9,000 or $10,000. Well, basically, he came to me and he goes, "Your price is $8,000 for the pressure washing, $2,000 for the window cleaning," and I'm like, "Yeah." He goes, "You need to be around 12 to 13."
Hey, I didn't see
Plus he
that
had-
question. We'll answer that question in a second, dude. Go ahead, Mark.
yeah.
I'm sorry, buddy.
So he's like, "You're at $8,000 for pressure washing, 2 for window cleaning is 10. You need to be around 11.5." And I'm like, "Are you sure?" And he's like, "Yeah, because we have other prices, and that puts you in the middle." Okay, so I just jumped the price up and sent it to him. Like, we do the job, and about 2 weeks later, he calls me up. He's like, "Hey, you want to meet for lunch?" And I'm like, "Yeah." Dude, we go to lunch, okay, and
They know
he
exactly.
slides an envelope on the fucking table, right? And I open it up, and it's the 10 grand, right? Not the 12.5, not the 11.5 or whatever, we raised it to. It was the 10 grand. And I open, I'm like, "What the fuck is this?" And he goes, "I cashed your check." I go, "How the fuck did you cash a check? The sky's the limit." He goes, "I know the people at the Haji store." He called it, right? So maybe I shouldn't have said
Jesus.
that. I know the guys.
Well,
at
you
the
were just complaining that people think you're racist, and then you say the Haji store. You're not doing it.
I
You're
thought that
not
was the
doing.
name of the store.
I'm not doing myself any
Hey,
favors.
listen, but you're not doing yourself any favors, Mark.
Yeah, I know.
I honestly thought that was the name of the store. I'd never heard that.
Yeah, right.
Hallman window cleaning, off topic here. I'm going to be hitting probably 120, 130,000 seasonally here in Michigan this year. Second full-time seasons. I'm so back and forth to hire. Would I trade headache for headaches? Just gonna say, just based on your revenue, and that's I mean, I make around that myself, a little bit more than that myself by myself. That's still just my personal opinion. You're gonna have to double that if you want to hire somebody, dude.
Well,
So keep that. You know what I mean? I just unless you want to go back to making Walmart wages, you know what I mean? Like
I'll tell you how I did it, and then I'd like to hear what Seth has to say, because his
but that's
business
just
is
my
similar to
opinion.
mine.
I would say you'd have to double that figure to bring
I
somebody
don't think
on.
he has
But
to
that's
double
me.
it. Here's what I would do and what I did. Okay, so when I hired my first employee, it was costing me $500 a week. Let's say, okay, $2,500 a month based on $2,300 based on 4.5. Okay, my goal once he was hired, okay, was to bring in that revenue. I mean, find something that pays enough to cover his revenue, and then he's free, right? It's a simple way of thinking. So
Yeah.
I set out to add another $2,000 a month, and I did it within 3 months. So the payroll was almost seamless. Now you got growth, you've created a job, and as long as all that's maintained, everything is good. It's when it starts to backslide, when you have to give up control. We've talked about this, meaning I'm going to send this guy that I hired, who's very good at what he does, to an account I've been doing for 15 years religiously. It's hard to release that control, because putting him in the truck next to you, unless you have a lot of big jobs, doesn't accomplish anything. You understand what I'm saying?
It doesn't, and there's
No.
a million. Yeah, no, there's a million ways to look at it too.
No. So I've been up and then back down. I prefer to be somewhere in the middle with what I have now. But you're being, it's a lonely world when you're by yourself. Just like TJ said, his vacation wasn't long enough because he has no choice. He's got to come back. Not that I could take a longer vacation than you, TJ, but the point is that everything changes once you start to make a payroll. Everything changes. It doesn't mean you're not going to be successful. It doesn't mean it's not for you. When I was making payroll for 5 or 6 guys and watching a tremendous amount of money come into this company and go out almost as fast as it came in, and I don't give a fuck, I'll be honest, to have to walk to the mailbox Monday afternoon because Tuesday payroll hits and wonder what's in there, fucking sucks. And if anyone tells you that doesn't happen to them, they're a fucking liar.
It's
those
a
frustrating.
horrifying. I went about it a lot differently. I knew I wanted to build clientele as fast as I possibly could. So after my second year, there was a little bit more revenue than that. It wasn't much more, but I think it was like 170. I went, all right, I can live off 40 grand a year. I'm going to hire 2 guys. I'm going to train them. I'm going to make my 40 grand a year. And then the rest is all going to go to the guys. So I did that. And then I got to 250 and then I got to 300 and then, climbed. And then I had all these people. I wasn't making any money, but I had built like this really good customer base. Well, these guys were kind of ready to be done with me anyways. I downsized and made it more efficient, and then I started making money. So it's really like
harder.
kind of
you had to start working
or
harder.
like I have all these good jobs that I like now. They're tight, the schedule's tight, and to me, I could grow it a lot faster.
Right.
And just take a little less. Now it depends on where you are in life. You know what I mean? Like, are you 23?
So you did it smart. I met a guy named Scott at one of the IWCAs, probably 2004, 2005. Okay. He goes, oh, I'm in Boynton Beach, but he did residential. So I'm like, okay, we hit it off. Nice kid. Okay. And about a month after I met him, he calls me up. He's like, hey, I got this really big house. Can you come give me a hand with it? He goes, it pays $1,500. Put 2 guys on it. I'll put 2 guys on it. We'll split it right in half. You got a deal. So we go down there. I personally go down and wash, right? Ladders, send me a picture of what I need. I get there. I'm like, where's Scott? 2 guys are there. Oh, Scott doesn't wash windows. Scott's running the company. So I called him back and I go, pretty impressed here. You've been in business for a year. You've got guys out in the field and you're no longer washing at all. He's like, yep, that's how I'm setting up my structure of my business. I said to myself, he's either going to be around for another 6 months to a year, or this thing is going to blow up and he's going to be a driving force. Which way do you think it went?
It probably crashed and burned.
It crashed and burned. Not only did it crash and burn so hard that he called me up. I met at a little rented warehouse that he had a storage unit type thing. He had about $3,000. Daddy put up a bunch of money. He had about $3,000 worth of squeegees and poles and ladders, section ladders, piece ladders, everything. He goes, dude, half the shit was brand new. Still had to. He bought from he bought from Racenstein and put a barcode on it, stickers on everything. Okay, half the shit was fucking brand new. He goes, 50 cents on the dollar. I had $1,000 in my pocket. I start loading the bed of my truck with shit I could use, and I go, just let me know when I'm at $1,000. Dude, I kept putting more shit and putting more shit. He wasn't checking anything. I go, are we good here? And he goes, you only got about $800 worth of shit. I go, okay. When I tallied everything up, I walked out. There was like $2,300 worth of his equipment. He walked away. Goodbye. Because, again, you've got to make sure that the foundation is there to build what he wanted. You know, I never wanted to start a company where I don't do what the company does.
Yeah.
And I'm always going to be a worker.
Exactly.
And you went the opposite. You went to where you didn't.
The way I did it was I had in my mindset, like, I know I can sell, right? Like I've done it for a long time. I'm like, I'll build this customer base and then I'll come back to window cleaning. But I have to build this, like, I had brought a friend in to work for me. I had convinced my brother to quit his job and come into business with me. Like, we put up all our own money to start it, me and my brother. So it's like I was invested. But I knew, like, if I don't get the jobs, like, none of this is going to matter for me. Like, so I went gangbusters building it. And then by, like, year 4 or 5, I downsized from, I had, like, 6 guys at one point. Even when I started with you, talking with you guys, I had, like, 5. And now it's 3 of us clean windows and 1 of us is in the office. And we're banging out good work that we've been doing for, our customer retention for residential is good because we built this, like, good thing. But I also was like, I didn't have a family. You know what I mean? Like, I wasn't married when I started this. So, like, if you're 31 and you have 5 kids, you got to do it a totally different way than I did it. You know what I mean? Like, you got to put money on the table. You can't dick around like that. Mm-hmm. So I would just, if I'm you, I'd hustle till I can't move anymore, and then reevaluate if you got to get a helper. You know what I mean?
Right. Well, for me, it was
Pepper.
Yep.
For me, it was my son.
So I switched to Diet Jacob.
Ooh, Diet Dr. Peps.
I can't
my
do
son,
that. You like that? You like? How many calories is in that?
0.
See, I don't like the way that tastes though. Like
You
the
know, my
Dr.
girlfriend,
Peppers taste so close to regular Dr. Pepper.
That's pretty close.
she
Yeah.
drinks
flavor.
diet, and I started drinking it. Now I don't want to drink anything else.
I'm trying to do the no calories for between now
And
from
this
8
doesn't have
p.m.
carbs either.
I
That's
do.
what I need to do,
Yeah, I do
yeah.
from 8 p.m. till 2 p.m. is no calories.
I tried to not even really drink soda, but every now and then I'll drink one.
You ever you get up in the morning and just drink some like a bottle of water? It always feels like your throat's still not straight. Is it just me?
What do you mean straight?
Like I just feel like I haven't had anything to drink all day. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, I think it's growing up. I do have to account this to something.
I want some milk or
I
something.
grew up,
You know what I mean?
I grew up kind of poor.
Yeah.
Titty
And you're
man.
always drinking like sugary drinks in the morning,
Yeah.
and I feel like that fucked me up for the rest of my life. My wife's
Yeah.
like, "Why are you drinking a soda
Yeah.
at 6
man.
a.m.?" Like, I don't know.
My problem is getting up in the morning and getting ready for school and having a glass of sweet tea. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, I drink a Celsius every morning when I get up. Between 7 and 10 a.m. I drink a full Celsius, and then after that I just drink water all day. I'm good for a while.
I drink a lot of water. It's just, I feel like I sweat my brains out. Like, I go through like 2 t-shirts in a day if it's over 75, and I'm like, I have to.
Yeah, I had to bring an extra shirt today. I changed. It's been that hot here.
It's not been too bad here.
Today
It's
and
been hot.
yesterday, yesterday I had just like one of those button-up like Columbia style shirts on I wore to work, and it was like totally soaked. Like I got home and like literally was able to wring it out. Probably like 2 cups worth of sweat. It was gross.
Oh, yeah, dude. I bought those dry wick like work shirts, man. It's so nice to have. It's like you're sweaty, and if you stop for
The best
5-10
the
minutes,
best
it's
dry
all
wick
right.
anything is underwear.
Oh, you have to. I can't even work with cotton underwear, dude. That's if you took chicken and spun it in a plastic
like
bag.
You're
That's
getting
what-
ready to get you some big boy diaper rash fucking around like that.
Oh,
I can't fucking.
I'm not even
I have
talking about
massive. I have giant. I mean, I'm all balls, no dicks. So I mean, like I fucking giant testicles. It's a problem, dude. It's so bad.
It's like
It only get worse when you get older.
M&M's.
too.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I mean. It's getting so
long.
much worse,
Dude,
dude.
you sit on your nuts sometimes when you sit on the couch. You're
My
like,
buddy's
"God
like, you need to get some sacks. I guess there's this underwear where you can put your balls in a compartment and your dick in a compartment.
Yeah,
It
dude,
just
I don't
seems
know
weird
how
to
I
me.
feel about that.
just go to
Seems-
Target and get that shit that you can tuck it back.
No. I
Dude,
use
how would you know that?
I use fucking Massengill fucking no chafing. Remember?
Yeah, that's right.
Anti-chafing
Monostat
gel.
7.
Yeah, Monostat 7. for when I get my yeast infections.
Right, exactly. Between the prolapse and the infections, you're not in good shape, my friend.
Dude, I'm gonna die any day. I'm gonna die of some butthole disease.
Right. I want to address something in the chat here that I saw. Let me find it.
Mhm.
Okay, Mr. Awesome Guy. My main problem is I don't know how to price. Okay, nobody. Look, if you watch any of these window cleaning pages, and I shouldn't let it get to me, but I do. When someone puts up a picture of something and says, "How much should I charge for this?" Well, if you're asking how much to charge for this because it's a little bigger than what you're used to, you probably shouldn't be doing that job. Okay, everything depends on several things: where you live and how much they're charging in your market, which is different everywhere. What Seth gets up there, I don't get down here. I know that to be a fact. TJ's market is closer to mine, but I think his still a little higher based on what he's told me about like his Wendy's and stuff. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
So in order for me to make the same money cleaning Wendy's here that TJ does there, I have to be 20% more efficient than TJ. I'm not saying I'm better. What I'm saying is I have to figure out
you know what you're saying.
how to
yeah.
be 20% more efficient than TJ because he gets 20% more for that job. Okay. And number 3, nothing matters about a price unless it's all based on your abilities. Because what TJ can do in 20 minutes might take me 35 minutes. You understand what I'm saying?
That's
Price
I mean that's
yourself based on what
that
you
price. Yeah, that not being able to price thing. You gotta only you know what your worth is.
Right. Look,
You know what I mean? What is it worth to you?
It's
If
pretty
you're
easy to tell.
if you're
It's
getting
so-
every bid that you put out immediately, then you could consider
Raising your prices.
I just picked up a 4-story building that I did about 5 years ago for a different management company. And the guy called me and he said, the reason we're hiring you is because you're including the entire building. Now, on the back of the building, you can't water fed it because it's got an awning that extends out 20 feet and it ends up in the ocean. Okay. And the previous company skipped the back side of the building. They said there's no way they can safely do it. Okay. I've done it before. It's not easy, but we did it. Long story short, while I had him on the phone, I said, I just want to ask you a question. You don't have to answer it. How is my pricing in comparison? And I know the company that did the job before. He said, you're about 20% higher than he is, but considering you're going to do the entire job, we're good with it. I said, I just
How
want
you
to.
doing the backside?
We're going to chair drop it with water fed, and then you put a ladder up on the awning, and then you stay in your harness, leave your chair on the rope, stay in your harness, walk across the awning, and climb down the ladder. It's not fun.
Right.
You know, but the rest of it is water fed. So
Are you going to be in the chair?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
really?
we're going to do it together because it's only like, well, first of all, it's only above from the awning to the top is only 4 stories, so it's 40 feet. Number one, number two, it's water fed, so it's better to do it with 2 of us because we'll set up one system right out of the truck because I can park the truck there, and I'll drop here, he'll drop here, I'll scrub my window, hand it to him, drop down the next one, he'll scrub that one, drop down. We're going to just share.
Okay.
Understand?
Cool. Yeah.
So,
couldn't you bring up a Y connector? Do you know what I'm saying? Like a 3-way connector and have 2 poles off the pump?
But again, when you each have 2 ropes, okay, and you have
it's
water
probably
fed,
easier to descend without having the pole on you. Okay, that makes
easier
sense.
to hand it off than to get tangled up in the fucking hoses. Because as you know, you can't drag it by a sprinkler. You know what I'm saying?
Mr. Awesome Guy, no problem, man. Anytime you have any questions like that, we got no problem answering. I know we, make fun of like this isn't the window cleaning, but if you have questions, we'll answer them.
Your best barometer is listening to TJ. TJ knows what he's doing. Mark knows what he's doing. You know.
So does Seth. I don't know why he's being an asshole, but what I'm saying is,
and I don't know jack shit.
Jacob's still his shit's still in its infancy, but he's getting there. So. Jacob's running the slow race. He's building his shit slowly, which is good. Which is good too. But you can only value those jobs that you're doing, Mr. Awesome Guy. You can only value that stuff on what it's worth to you. So you got to figure out, like, man, I'm gonna be here this long. I'm not gonna be doing other stuff. Whatever the case may be, if you work by yourself, you got to keep that in mind. That, like, say I'm gonna be here a week. You got to keep in mind that you're not going to, that's a week of no revenue anywhere else. You're going to be on that job doing that job. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if you got a guy working with you. I think from the past, I think maybe you work by yourself too, but you got to keep that in mind that you just, what is it going to be worth to you in the long run? You just, you got to make it worth it. And don't be afraid to price it accordingly, man. That's the main thing is don't be afraid. Like, oh man,
to ask for your price. But I'll tell you, here's the easiest. Go ahead, Seth.
I was going to say most is selling, and I think the people say price, but what they really mean is
yourself.
And I don't mean this negatively. I lack confidence in myself to how you carry yourself.
Is everything.
I sell jobs. Sometimes I'm hired. They're like, I like you.
Yeah.
You are honest. You told me straightforward.
Yeah.
Blah blah blah.
Confidence is key.
Like, if you have confidence in what you're doing, people can see that, and they're like, "All right, this guy's gonna take care of me."
If you go into something, and you're unsure of yourself, that's gonna you don't think that you're showing that, but I promise you,
they're reading it.
They're reading that on you.
They're reading it because remember, anyone you're selling, especially commercial, but even residentially, they've hired a carpet cleaner, they've hired a tile guy, they've hired a pressure cleaner. And if you speak with confidence in what you do, you're going to get that higher margin.
Right.
But I think of things generally very simply. Okay. If you're paying a guy $150 a day, let's just say that you hire this guy, he wants 150, right? He's got to be able to produce $450 a day. If you don't have $450 a day for him, and he's working 40 hours, you're going to lose your shirt.
Yeah.
It's the same thing with selling something. Okay. Usually marked up 3 times, okay? Whether you're fixing traffic lights or washing windows. if a guy gets $100 a day, he's got to be able to wash 300
Yeah.
because you will find you're going to run out of money. You might have a cushion. Like you say, okay, I can put 10 grand away for payroll for the next 2 months. You got to watch that 10 grand. If it's starting to slip, then he needs to produce more work.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, confidence is key, man. I can't, there are times, I'll be honest with you, man, I've gotten calls for jobs. I got a call for there's this 5-story building downtown. It's just a little bit out of my reach.
Yeah.
It's just, they weren't happy about me saying I'm not interested. I'm going to be honest with you. It's just a little bit too big for me. Sometimes you just got to be honest with yourself.
Right.
There's a couple of jobs that I do that are borderline. You know what I mean? And every time I go to do them, I've got a bunch of anxiety about the shit. And, I just, I'm like, oh, man, I'm always dreading going to them. You know what I mean? I'm like, fuck.
Right.
You know what I mean? But, they're within, you know what I mean? But you just, it's so, like, that confidence thing. Like I was saying again, you just got to be super, like, have as much confidence in what you're doing as possible. You know what I mean? Be confident about your price and don't be afraid
to with bullshit. Yeah.
I mean, you can tell, man. Like when you go to a mechanic, right? Like let's say you're gonna go get your car fixed, and you go shopping around. You know who's fucking bullshitting you, or you could tell who's not. You know what I mean? Like you know what shop you want to use. It's the same when they're buying from you. They can read bullshit a mile away.
Yep.
Right.
And the easy barometer for me, like I'm very anal in my business. I track everything. I track my calls, how I got my calls, how many estimates I got, and which ones landed, and for how much. And I found if I'm landing 55 to 65% of my jobs, that's right where I like to be. Like for me, that's a good number, and that tells me like, all right, my price range is right. If I go a little under, I'm too high. If I'm, if I'm closing 75%, I'm like maybe I need to.
That's a good analogy, Jason. Jason said if you're like 40% of your bids, that's perfect. If you're getting higher, your price is too low. If you're below 30%, you're too high. That's pretty good. That's a pretty good, like, if you're closing every job that you're fucking bidding on, then you're not charging enough.
Well,
you know what I mean?
Most of my stuff,
which I mean could be a good thing or a bad thing. It just depends on how hard you want to work. You know what I mean?
But I think the difference is this. Like TJ, let me ask you, what's the process if I call you to clean my house? Okay, tell me what happens.
If someone calls me, I tell them to send me a text message with their information, and I will stop by a little later this afternoon or tomorrow.
Okay, so you show up at the house. Then what happens?
I show up at the house. I normally knock on the door, card in hand. That's normally what I do. I go up and I introduce myself. I'm TJ. I'm Turi. Hi, hello, my name's Turi. And I'm the guy that will be bidding your windows, and I will also be the guy that's cleaning your windows. So, there are any questions, comments, or concerns? What do you want to have done?
So, TJ, how much is it going to cost to clean my windows in and out with the frames, wiped and my screens cleaned? How much is that going to cost? Do you shoot them a price right then?
Normally what I'll do is if they say, how much is it going to cost me? I'm like, well, and they give me the whole spiel, like, well, let's walk around and have a look, and then I'll come back and I'll give you a price. You know what I mean? Normally, maybe 9 times out of 10, that never happens.
Okay.
I never get someone saying, I want this, and this done. How much is it going to cost? You know what I mean?
Okay. I got old timers who do that to me, but that's
so the reason I'm asking is because for the most part I don't bid or do a lot of residential. So, but you pretty much give them a price before you leave, or do you send a proposal?
9 times out of 10 I give them a price right on the spot.
Okay.
And I say, if you want me to send you something over, if you want me to send you something over official, I will. I'll send you over an official estimate for your records if you'd like, but this is what it's going to cost.
Okay.
So
that's perfect. Now I'm going to say something that might help you. Okay. But it's more geared towards commercial.
Yeah.
So, like for instance, with this job I looked at, I already knew the account because I had cleaned it before, and I actually went in my computer before I went there. And I didn't just look at the pricing that I had from 4 or 5 years ago. I took a picture of it. I didn't even print it because I lose papers. I took a picture of it with my cell phone of the proposal. And I thought about it as I'm on my way there. My first question when I meet with whoever, the person that's going to make the decision, I ask them, what is it that you're expecting out of your window cleaning company so that I can address you and give you what you want? And they love when you let them feel they're in control. You understand what I'm saying? So like he told me, we're not unhappy with the company that came here. They did a great job, but they said they can't do over this awning. So I go, okay.
Well,
So
see, that's something that that's not something that goes, that's not something that's beyond me, because when someone normally, if they ask, do you wash screens or do you wash windowsills? And I always ask them what their expectations for on that.
Right,
Are you looking to have them washed? Do you want a deep clean on your windowsills? Or you just want the bug shit?
There's a difference between someone that vacuums tracks out and scrubs them with a toothbrush.
And I tell them that, like, listen, like, I'm not going to put a screen over your window that's got a cobweb on it, but I'm also not going to squirt it off with a hose.
Right.
So if you want your screens washed, that's extra. If you want me to get in there with a toothbrush on your windowsills, that's extra. Right. But if you just want everything wiped down before I put it back on the screen back on the window, I got you. You know what I mean? So you have to manage that expectation by asking them what they want.
Ask them what they want, and then try to price it based on what they want.
Exactly.
Because there's also guys that might say, I want a splash and dash. Just scrub the windows, get the dirt off of them.
Right.
I don't give a shit about the screens. Don't even put them back on. Or I don't even have screens. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But
I'm actually in the middle of a job like that right now. This dude's like, just come in, do the insides of the windows for these. You guys know where I'm at, the nursing home. He's like, just come in, do the inside, and then you can just scrub the outside and squirt the windows through the screens.
Flash and dash.
Yeah.
Done that at nursing homes. You have to sometimes.
And he was like, well, the windows only open so far, and most of these rooms have shit piled to the ceiling in front of them. He's like, I just need you to squirt the webs down to the bottom of the frame. He goes, I don't get what you can without having to tear anything apart. And he's totally cool with it.
Right.
It shocks me every time. I feel like a total piece of shit. You know what I mean? But he's like totally okay with it. I'm like, all right, dude.
I had to do a nursing home that way one time because they had security locks on all the screens.
Yes.
So I brought a DI tank and hooked up a hose to it and just got on the ladder and sprayed like as hard as I could with
that's exactly what I've done.
I don't know what else to do, man. Yeah.
What I did is I've got a DI tank. Myself, I have one laying around. I just that way I get higher pressure right through that bitch. Just run it through the fucking deal and I just use a regular old hose.
That's what I do. Yeah.
I've had numerous people I've gone and given residential bids. They're like, well, why is it so much? And then they're like, the last guy that did it used this pole that spurted water and he didn't even take out the screen.
Yeah, Jesus.
Right. It's crazy.
Like I listen, I don't agree with that. You know what I mean? However, if that's what they ask for, I'm gonna, ingratiate you. You know what I'm saying?
It was like a $350, $400 house, and the dude was charging like $150.
Yeah, dude, I don't.
Yeah.
I don't like doing things that way. You know what I mean? It makes, you know what I mean? But there's also limits to what I'm gonna do. You know what I mean? Like last year, I didn't do the job. Last year I didn't do the job because I did it the first time. And, I was pulling windows apart and doing all this shit. And I was not prepared for what was, I made a mistake bidding the job. I bid the job about $400 too cheap. And he asked for another bid, and I added that money to it, and I didn't do it last year. And he called me. He's like, hey, man, is there any way we can lower the price? And he's like, why is it so much higher than the first time? And I was like, I'm going to be honest with you, man. The scope of the work was way different than what you discussed with me.
Right.
And he's like, well, what do you mean? I was like, having to take each window apart in those rooms is extremely difficult. It took me twice as long as I thought it was going to. And he's like, well, you can just squirt through the screen. I don't care. I'm like, what? He's like, yeah, just that thing that you got, that thing, I love that thing. You just squirt the dirt off. I don't care.
It's gonna be better, but it ain't gonna be perfect.
he goes, the panel that's doesn't have a screen in front of it, I of course expect that to look great. He goes, but the one with the screen, he goes, just squirt the dirt off. I don't care. I'm like, yeah, no problem.
You would have told me this
yeah,
before.
I got you, bro. You just gotta, and he's like, what it was is I'm gonna be honest, and this may sound like I'm being a fucking ingratiating myself or whatever, but he's like, dude, you're just really good with the people. He goes, everyone liked you. The residents liked you. You know what I mean? Yeah. They wondered where you were last year. They didn't like the guy we hired. He goes, and if I can get you back here, he goes, I just prefer to have you. You're easy to work with. He goes, and the residents like you. And I was like, yeah, sure. You know what I mean?
That's great when that's that way.
Yeah, well, I mean, it felt good to hear that.
You know what I mean?
It felt good. It's like, oh, I'm not a total piece of shit.
Well, it builds loyalty. It builds loyalty.
Yeah, right, of course.
20% less, they're not going to touch them.
Right. He's like, well, he goes, this dude's cheaper. He goes, but, you do a lot better work, and everyone likes you. He goes, and not only that, he goes, you are super easy to deal with. Right. I was like, yeah, sure. I'm not, I'm a super accommodating guy, sometimes maybe too accommodating, and I probably put things before myself sometimes when it comes to work. But, I'm getting better at that. I've gotten a lot better at that over the last couple of years.
Yeah.
It takes time. You'll learn that. You learn that as you go in this, and I don't know if it's necessarily an age thing, but sometimes after a certain amount of time, you start to learn that you're starting to step on your own dick. It's like, why am I doing this to myself?
An age thing is an experience thing. And
that's what I meant to say.
Yeah, speaking with confidence is everything in sales. I'm a horrible salesman. I'll admit that.
I'm terrible.
If I got a cold walk into a storefront for window cleaning,
I'm so bad.
But if someone comes out to me while I'm cleaning their neighbor, it's fucking done.
That's mine. That's my job.
Yes,
that's my job.
Yeah,
if you stop me and say, hey, can you I'm like, that is my job. I'm gonna win that person over 100%. But if I gotta go around, I need to build my storefront route, I really need to build that, but it's going to be hard because the little green car guy is just killing it. I can't beat those fucking prices. It's just, you know what I mean? I'm not doing that. I can't do shit that cheap.
Yeah.
I just, but anyways, I need to build my storefront route up, and that's really my biggest hurdle, I'm going to be honest, is the cold call sale. I'm not good at it because I don't like to be sold like that. I fucking hate that.
Yeah.
When, you know what I mean? Like somebody show up at the door like, hey man, I got some LA's totally awesome, and you know what I mean? Like, get the fuck out of here, dude. Right. Get the fuck. Hey, you want to buy some meat? No, I don't want to buy any fucking meat.
You really hate how I sell storefronts and how I've gotten a lot of my storefronts.
No, I wouldn't hate it at all. I would like to know the secret if you have one. Shit.
I fucking go find their Facebook or Instagram and message them.
Oh, really?
Dude, yeah. I would frighten you. Like, who's this big gorilla fucking reaching out to me?
I picked
but
it
works.
Gym.
It works for you.
Yeah, I've done it.
No shit.
I've done the gym twice so far. But it's just
so you hit them up electronically.
Yeah,
essentially.
That's
not a bad idea.
Cold calling.
Yeah.
I used to do that when I worked for Fish. They would pay me to clean windows.
Idea, Jacob.
And they would pay me to pick up stores. I'd get 10% of whatever the job was worth for the year. Mm-hmm. So we did Panera Breads. I would go to different Panera Breads and start cleaning the windows. Mm-hmm. And they'd be like, what are you doing here? I'm like, oh, I'm at the wrong Panera Bread. We do 4 or 5 other ones.
That's pretty smart, yeah.
I was like, my bad. I'm just so used to it. I'm surprised we don't have your Panera Bread, to be honest. And they'd be like, well, what do you charge them? I'm like, oh, it's the same as over there. I think it's $75 every 2 weeks. I'm like, I'm here. Do you want me to, I can kind of clean the front for you and
yeah, and you can also say you can call the other store to confirm that we clean
it. Yeah, and 90% of the time I'd clean the front, I'd clean the doors for them, or I'd be like, oh, I'm sorry, let me just clean the doors for you, I'll get out of here, I made a little bit of a mess. But I'm like, if you want, here's my card, it's $75 every 2 weeks or whatever it was, and I'd land 4 out of 10 doing it that way. Yeah. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And that kind of worked for me in that. And Jacob could do that with Burger King. So I'm like, I went to the wrong Burger King. My bad, man. I do 9 of them. Sorry.
Can I get a cheeseburger, sir?
Yeah.
Whatever you can do, whatever.
It's a double whopper.
Sell. You know what I mean?
Look at this.
Burger King is. Burger King is such a fucking letdown anymore, dude.
I quit those.
It's
Yeah.
diarrhea, dude.
As soon
I
as
don't know how
Burger
they were
King
even in
started,
business.
as soon as Burger King started like making Whopper tacos and shit, I was out. I'm just like, what
Oh,
are we
we don't
doing
have
here?
that here.
Well, they changed their French fries and everything. It's just like, what are you
Yeah.
doing?
Garbage.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you got them fat fries. Go fuck yourself.
Jacob, I saw that you said you got a tool time. You want to do a tool time?
No, I was just saying if that was something that TJ wanted to let me do, I was prepared.
Oh, you're prepared for it, huh? Oh,
I was prepared. I'm prepared for it all the
That's
time.
great,
You
dude.
better put that money behind your mouth before
Yeah.
you complete this task.
Yeah.
Well, I'm as in I have something to talk about, and I
Oh, do
have
you?
stuff in front of me.
Okay.
There you go, Jacob.
Then I'm in.
It's your turn. Do your thing, you fucking cunt.
Oh, I'm good. I'm ready now.
Yeah, we're sitting here fucking waiting.
Well, whoopity fucking do, dickhead. All right. Well, this week I'm going to talk about a nice new water-fed brush that is available at windowcleaner.com. It is the Unger Enlight Radius Brush 2nd Gen. I have it in person. Give you a little.
It looks similar to something else I've seen, huh? Cool.
Oh yeah, it's nice. It comes with a rinse bar. It has a rinse bar and it has pencil jets.
Nice.
Initially, this is of course is made for the Unger Enlight series of poles, but like any other brush, it has a Euro-thread adapter, so you can connect it to any other water-fed pole. Say Zero Pole, my favorite brand of poles. Windowcleaner.com. Use Squeegee Life's link. And I went totally blank. But okay, let's see there.
Hurry up, Jacob. I'm losing my boner here.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh man. Let's see. These bristles are flocked, which means the ends are split.
Nice. Great flogging bristles.
Yeah, it's flogging bristles. And also, I guess it gives you a little more scrubbing power, and it's easier for you to go on the glass, like glide on the glass.
Holds more water too when they're flocked.
Does it now? Thank you.
Yes, it does.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Thanks for the help. Also, what's kind of also I think is kind of cool about this brush, if the fucking camera will focus, you can move the rinse bar. There's spots to put the rinse bar on the bottom.
Cool.
Well,
So
you've got the problem is you got the background blur going on your camera.
I didn't even realize that was on.
So when you hold that up, the camera thinks that it's not your face. You know what I mean?
Oh, well, fuck. I fucked up.
It did look better
okay.
when your face was blurry, but go ahead.
Keep going. That is pretty neat, though, that you can move the rinse bar.
Yeah, you can move it, and you can also adjust the rinse bar. There's play with the screws, and you could you can move it up or down if you want the spray to be a little higher.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Or you could put it.
Or
back
if the
down
bristles flatten down a little bit, you can.
Yeah, that's cool.
Exactly.
Man.
Exactly.
Cool. So, how many 3-story Burger Kings have you used that on?
Actually, I got it this earlier in the week,
So
and
you
it's going to
haven't,
be
no
used this
chance you
weekend.
haven't. Okay.
Yeah,
so I'm curious
to think.
I'm curious to hear what you got to say about that.
Yeah, and I mean, you can take this. What I'm going to do, because I want the rinse bar and the pencil just to be a fucking weirdo. You can take your Euro thread adapter, and I'm going to drill a hole. I'll give credit where credit is due. I got this from Steve-O. Thanks, Steve. You drill a hole, and as you see, I don't know if you were tell the Euro thread adapter. There's for the pencil jets. You basically just remove that,
okay,
and then you feed the tube
Through the hole.
Through the hole that you drilled in your angle adapter, and you could reattach, and then you can have pencil jets and a rinse bar. Be a fucking cool guy.
Yeah, the only suggestion I have for that is drill a hole very close to the size of the tube, because that's going to be a weak spot. And that gooseneck takes a lot of stress. I'm just saying.
Right.
No, I know. Thank you for the advice.
Yeah. Yep.
And then
I like that rinse bar. I've seen that rinse bar. It's well made.
Yeah, it's nice.
Yeah, it's a cool brush. I was excited when I got it, and I'm very excited to put it to use.
Cool.
So,
well, we're excited to hear how well it works when it's on the glass.
Definitely.
yeah, I'm gonna try to take some video, and I'm not the YouTuber anymore, but I might send you some clips of me using it, and you can do whatever you want with it.
I'm working on a video. I've got a bunch of clips. I got Seth clips and Jason clips, and I'm working on something I'm gonna put out around
Yeah,
the 4th of
so I
July.
guess I owe you some footage, and I'll try
Yeah.
to get that to you.
Definitely
But
use it.
let's if this is something that interests you, you can go to TJ's last video, which you need to watch if you haven't already. Go to the description and click the affiliate link to windowcleaner.com. You could purchase this or anything else you're interested in.
Jacob.
And
The Squeegee Life towels.
Jacob, I fucked up. I didn't put the affiliate link in the description of this video. You told me last time we did a podcast, you're like, why don't you just put it in the description of this video? And I fuck up every time. I'm going to make sure I start doing it. My bad, dude.
oh, it's fine.
Jacob yelled at me last time for that.
But
Go ahead.
if you're interested in this, Squeegee Life towels, a Squeegee Life keychain,
Yeah.
anything, as long as you're not buying a fucking liquidator.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, go
Least
buy
the
some
channel.
towels. And I'm going to be honest, the keychains, they're a really cool item, you know. But
Mark
if they
doesn't
sell
want to do
out,
it
then I
anymore.
got to make more of them.
but not only are you helping the channel,
Mhm.
you're putting a little shillings in it, and for the Squeegee Life, you know.
There you go.
I'm going to buy
Very
some
good.
more tools to review.
Yeah,
What
get
are they
more
selling the
tools to
brush
review.
for? What are they
Yeah,
selling
what
the
are they
brush
selling?
Oh, I
that
didn't
brush
even
for?
go over that.
Yeah.
Let's see. There's this is an 11-inch brush. I
Uh-huh.
believe it's 170
Mhm. It's
With the
not
rinse
bad.
bar and everything?
with
Fully loaded?
fully loaded all together.
Oh,
It's
cool.
170, and they make a 16-inch brush, which is $190.
Okay.
So
And that's
under
fully
200
loaded.
bucks for
Under
both.
200
Yeah,
bucks.
so-
That's cool.
Yeah, so I mean,
Cool.
it's better than it's probably going to be better than a fucking Tucker brush. So that's
Well, I
all.
will say this.
Strong
I
I might
words.
buy it, honestly.
Years ago, I used their what they call the radius brush, which
Mm-hmm.
looks very similar to that, and I had great results with it. So
Yeah, this is their second generation. Of the
I bought
radius
one of those
brush.
radius brushes, but I bought one of those radius brushes and I clicked the wrong thing. I got like a fucking 2-foot fucking brushes. Motherfuckers like this.
yeah, I had
It
a
looks like a
fucking
brew. It
huge-
looks like a fucking push
It
brew.
looks like a push broom. I was
The
like,
only
what the
reason I
fuck am I
stopped
gonna do
using-
with this thing?
I stopped using my radius brush because, and it was my fault. I had a portable pressure washer in the bed of the truck. So you know how, like, you're tired, I got one more job to do. I pull the pressure cleaner to the tailgate and just kind of angle it. Well, I'm pressure washing, so I didn't have to take the pressure washer out of the back of the truck, basically. Okay, I'm pressure washing, and when I walk back to the truck, I'm smelling plastic. I'm like, what the hell is burning? Well, the brush was on the end of the pole, and it laid down next to the exhaust.
Done.
And half of it wrinkled up like Don King's head. There's nothing left of it. There's
Dude,
like Brillo on one
So
side.
terrible, so terrible. Yeah, I'm up to 1,510 or 11 or something like that subs. I'm really hoping to get to 2,000, man. If I can get to 1,700, I'd be really happy with that
I think you
for
can.
obvious reasons. But man, we'll be back next week. I thought we were gonna have Craig on, but Craig like, hey man, I want to come on, and then I fucking you don't hear back from the fucking guy for 3 weeks. Craig. But yeah,
Well,
man.
hopefully Craig comes out. That would be cool.
Yeah, I'd love to have Craig on. Craig or Grace, either one, but both of them at the same time would be cool too. That would be neat. He wants
Only
to
if he
do-
wears the fucking bunny suit.
he wants to do he wants to kind of do like an overview of his truck live on the podcast, which I think would be
Oh, that'd
cool.
be kind of cool.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
well, I mean,
Let's
I
get
don't know
into
if
that
it'll
time of year
happen.
where it's still light out when he.
Well, it'd
when
be
we first
nice.
come on.
Yeah, it'd be nice for guys to check that out.
I hope
I
you
actually
have fucking
do.
spotlights and shit outside.
Right. I would actually like to get a guest on, but it's kind of difficult. But if you're watching, you're listening to this later, and you'd like to come on the podcast, reach out to us, and we'll get you on the show.
Absolutely.
We really appreciate you guys. Guys that are asking about the website, just hang tight, man. It'll be up soon. I'm tired. We are collectively tired of the towel questions, so we're just gonna get rid of the towels on the website. If you want towels, go to windowcleaner.com.
Yep.
I'm gonna
Use an affiliate link.
I'm gonna talk to Christopher and find out if there's a way I can get a banner like buy towels, and it go click the button and it goes straight to WCR.
Right.
To the towels. How can I code this so I can get the code from him and then give it to Kat, and then Kat can just make a button, buy Squeegee Life towels, and it goes straight to the towels.
I'd ask her tomorrow when she emails you because she
Okay.
said she has time to do it tomorrow if you're available.
Okay. Cool. But yeah, man, we'll see you guys next week, man.
Later.
Sorry for taking forever to come back, but we don't care.
It's all good.
Later, dudes.
Later, bro.
Later, dudes. Hey, it's Squeegee Life podcast. We're signing out. Wow. We're leaving. One of these days, the outro will play.